Zeus say you can have your own company, but you gotta want it. Oh, zookeepers say you can have your company, but you gotta want it.
And know what the police said. But then they got equipment where they can have one, and then we got a president that was damn near took it out. Because we got human who would turn their phone on and know what the police said. But then they got equipment where they can get the ammunition past the police, where the police at. So now this got sick. It's something like Michael was reading a book about quantum physics when I met him on a flight. This book changed how I see reality. He said, how? I asked, we started chattering. And he say he started chattering every day with his fans. We don't know what's finna happen, but we know it's gonna be good. We got artificially intelligent based drug auditing overchair committees that we must establish so we can go internationally. Just to get out the country for a while. We got so many putting their life on the line for the love of fake dollars. Ain't really no money there. Ain't none. 24, 50 a year. You can say, baby, that was no money. Why you do me? Why? And he can say he shot out any woman who had to suffer loss of loved one, loss of friend, loss of most significant leader that was ever a leader in their life. As we celebrate today, August 29, 2024, how to get artificially intelligent-based science to trump exact science. That's where we at today. We trying to trump regular science and bring in new science that will rob the human of his imagination, because science has took us farther than God allowed us to see when he showed us the illustration on how he created the garden and how Adam and Eve had offended in the garden in Genesis chapter 3. It was, stop it! It was beautiful. It was more than wonderful. It was, Michael was reading a book about quantum physics when I met him on a flight. This book had changed how I see reality. He asked how. And we started chattering.
If you don't mind, today is September
for the next hour,
16, 2024.
Our conversation moved to the reality of the soul and whether God was real or fake. Can you dig it? So it was about quantum physics, a physical thing. Then, for no reason at all, it transitioned to whether God was real. So let's see what happened. I've been wanting to talk to someone about these things, Michael said. And Zookeeper saying the same thing. Right now, August 29, 2024.
Today
he said he on his show.
15,
he want all the women who's struggling behind the desk as secretaries, as slaves, to invite it. Just impregnate the seed in their head. You can go to school for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years straight under governmental experimental educational program. And it's artificially intelligent based because we need people that's able to really understand what artificial intelligence is beyond Reverend Eagle Condensed Man gibberish on it. So that's where we at. So he can say he's inviting all the women to do it because he see everywhere he go, the law clerks at the law facilities, these institutions, the courthouses. And we want to shout out to Rock County Courthouse, who has no parking meter. Nowhere around the courthouse. They generate no money. It's just like when we got this park right here. It ain't got no electrical outlet to generate people that want to come and habitat the park. It's something called Labor Day that we must do. It's a mandate by God. He say, Zookeeper, show the people what real labor is. And as we've been showing what labor is, he can say it was me the whole time. I just wanted to teach you what artificial intelligent budget could do for the women so they could start wearing new shoes. Going to the more fancier restaurant. Don't have to be latching on to these boys who really making pennies. They pinching pennies all day. And ain't nobody went to the courthouse and played with the court. And the way Eagle say he the Michael Jordan of the courtroom, but no copyright claim to the Michael Jordan name. And shout out to Mountain Dew. Let's see. He's saying slave, but they rookie. Because we happen to play with Zookeeper. You see, Michael was reading the book. Michael was reading that book, wasn't he? And it jumped from quantum physics to whether God was real. And that's where we're going to leave it. And he'll just want to ask one question a day. If God wasn't real, would he be able to let Eagle even say the things he say? Have you ever heard somebody say he want to create a state and federal oversight committee to audit internationally all drug manufacturing companies that's able to ship pharmaceutical drugs internationally? Let's run it back. And so he say, have you ever heard a human? With a human tongue say, we want to create an oversight board based on artificial intelligence science. And this new thing we're going to create to be able to travel internationally under the name of God and in the protection of the government, United States of America, an oversight committee where nobody knows about this committee. But then we get to go physically and electronically into the file because we so futuristic in the way that we deal in science that it has baffled the geniuses, and now their imagination has been robbed. And it say, love will baffle the genius, but a baby will understand it. So they love Eagle. They know he smell like money. They know damn it, he rich. He always rich. But Eagle say sometimes you got to go broke to get rich, but then you're not broke, but you're rich. You got to know how to image. We got so many boys that make $100 go spend all the money on an outfit and pair of shoes. Ain't thought about the kids one time in that endeavor. And God said, see, we should not do that. We should not. And he would say he had this image problem. He got the biggest horse can ever be a horse. He say, if it's real or fake, God gave it to him. He say, well, now you got your horse. How you going to be the stallion? And he would say he still got his Harley. Shout out to Sula Speed Shop. He still got his Harley Davidson. 1200 Sportster. She growled like a tornado. Stop it, Brooklyn. She growled like thunder. Oh, she growled like thunder. And even say he trying to growl like thunder today, he's going every woman, the most beautiful woman in the world, not even a lawyer, that even fantasized about being rich. Stop. You play too much. Stop. Baby, do you want some money for real, or you want to keep laying up with Goofy? No, smelling his feet at night. He and him fought and laugh about it. Dealing with his hygiene issue. Dealing with his mental capacity. Dealing with the lack of resource that he provides, but he claimed to be a provider for real. Do you want to be instant billionaire? The government gonna pay for it. Some people say he trying to get Trump. And shout out to Biden for trying to forgive students that have to put in all these appeals for it. We so dope. We got to investigate these creatures that would be willing to be students in this new thing. We trying to create state and federal artificial intelligence based oversight companies as auditors for every type of business. We talking about gym shoe business. We talking about daycare business. We talking about lingerie business. We talking about beauty day business. We talking about movie welfare night business. We talking about popcorn and creative program business. We talking about studying the scriptures. We talking about just saying we miss you. We talking about do you want a few dollars? We talking about baby if you hear me home. It's so cheap. He say God brought him here in the city of Marshall. It's 3,787 people. Artificial intelligence ain't nowhere in the loop.
The zookeeper, we want you to focus on whether or not you got your own company by now. We got a lot of people out here doing the most sinister acts, ain't registered a company in their name, ain't got no money, and ain't got nothing. And they think they got something. And now the people mad at Zoo. They say, how dare you get 25 lawsuits in? I thought I was smarter than you. And Zoo say that's not true. Zoo say from the beginning of time when he got out of prison, he had already predicted that the police did not like him. It was a prediction. God gave it to him. And, some of it was true and some of it was false. But now we 25 lawsuits in. And we trying to figure out whether or not that's true or false. Zeus say he had his own kingdom come. He was a real pastor. But the people did not like it. Say, hey, hold on, we ain't never seen no pastor like you. You never will. And you never shall. Zookeeper. Boss say he back at work. He always at work. The people got confused. How he get that much money? Well, money is paper. And once a person put your life in danger, see, and that's what we want to focus on, the death threats. We stopped it at racial slurs. And that's why we get to the United States Supreme Court, because Chief Judge James C. Peterson took it upon himself to alter opinion that really wasn't fact. We really had death threats that was in the skillet. And we know what we mean when we say in the skillet. We had death threats in the skillet that was uninvestigated. It was a transaction from the first to the second to the third transaction. It was a continuous transaction. If you put another piece of paper in, and then we got to get why the chief did not allow Zookeep to get the email. The courtesy email he sent to Chief Maher. No, it was a courtesy email that Zoo say he sent to Chief Maher. Hey, no, your officers ain't acting right. I'm thinking we need to have an emergency meeting. An emergency meeting. Do you agree or do you disagree? And then Zoo say it was strong disagreement. Because who is you to tell me how to operate my staff? Well, your staff ain't running right according to policy. It's contracts that we must adhere to. If you don't mind, Zoo, he say they know they're in trouble because now we had one chief try to look out for another chief. Let's try to do the slipperoo on Zoo. And Zoo say there will be no slipperoo because he always, he did this every day to the people. When they thought they would outsmart him. Zoo say he had like 15 workers, 20 workers. And they always wanted something from Zoo. They wanted his car. They wanted his girlfriend. They wanted something Zoo had. Every time Zoo gets something, somebody else wants. And a lot of people want the horse. I'm going to kill him for the horse. I'm going to, stop all the ruckus. We know where Zoo at all the time. He come out, he walk everywhere. He like to take up every challenge that could ever be a challenge. From a righteous challenge, from an unrighteous challenge. We always know what a Zoo at. In the city of Beloit, city of Jamesville, city of Marshall, village of Marshall, town of Marshall, county of Dane, wherever he go internationally. We know where Zoo at. And Zoo want to know why so much fake beef, so many fake gangsters in town. Good night.